The second half was just they couldn't guard Tyus, and he took over the game, and that was the difference. But it's disappointing. Our inside guys finishing around the basket's bad. Our rebounding is atrocious. Our defense inside is not good, and you're not going to win many games playing like that. They just couldn't stop Tyus in the second half, and that was the ball game.
Why do you let Tyus with the ball in his hands?
Well, if he has it in his hands, somebody else can't screw it up. Frank was playing well. He's upset, which I'd be upset if I was a senior too. But Tyus is just better with the ball at the point, and he made plays. I thought O'Shea started well, going to the basket, and then he just was absolutely the worst you can possibly be going to the basket. 4 times in a row he goes in there, we get nothing. He can do it. He did it early. He went strong, laid it in, got fouled, dunked it, and then he goes in and just throws the ball up. Even the last play, you're going to the basket and you go up one-handed. You go up and dunk the ball. You let a guy run by him and you lose the ball in a play like that. You got to finish those. We have to finish around the basket. Pascal, at the end of the game, he rebounded. I don't know what he was doing the first 20 minutes he was in there.
Welcome to the Cuse Militia Podcast with those two unapologetically biased, orange-blooded homers, Sean and Joe.
What's up, Cuse Nation? Thanks for tuning in to the Cuse Militia Podcast with Sean and Joe. If you like it, as always, please subscribe. And the universal handle for the socials is @Cuse Militia. Go there, join the militia. We are the only Syracuse sports podcast centered around giving you, the fans, a voice. The Orange rebound, at least they rebound on something, on the road after the previous loss to Virginia Tech. And you'll hear from us. We'll hear from you in the fan feedback top 10. And Syracuse wraps up the road trips in Pittsburgh to play the 12-9 Panthers, who are struggling in the ACC with a 2-6 record. We'll let you know what to expect there. But first, Tix Blitz. You need tickets. I need tickets. Hey, maybe your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend needs tickets. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's a perfect time. Get on the internet, the interwebs. Go and Google this out. Figure out what the best price is. If you go Tix Blitz, okay, this is the official ticket provider for the Armchair Media Network, where we cover Syracuse football and basketball for. And unlike other ticket providers that sneak in the extra fees and unexplained service charges, at Tix Blitz, the price you see is the price you pay. Unnecessary fees should not prevent you from seeing the sporting event or concert that you want to go to. So go to TixBlitz.com and enter the promo code ARMCHAIR at checkout to receive the 5% off your total ticket purchase. That's TixBlitz.com. Promo code ARMCHAIR. Tix Blitz. Guaranteed seats. Guaranteed emotions. Okay, so, we scooted out of Boston with a win. After a brutal loss to Virginia Tech. Tyus, really took control of most of that with help. He did have some help. And
he was why we won.
He's why we won, absolutely. But a little underwhelming. I thought I was really happy we won. Obviously, we needed to win that, and I was just a little underwhelmed. I thought we should have. I never want to lead this stuff on in the pre-games, but I felt like we should have won by a little bit more than that.
Come on, it was a win, buddy.
I know. I knew you were going to say that. A win is a win. I don't care. But you're right. A win is a win, but a little to be desired. They do pull out a quad 2 win. And it was on the road. They improved to 15-6 overall and 6-2 in the ACC. The Orange, with another slow start, trailing 15-6 at one point before going on a 14-0 run, led by none other than Tyus Battle, as we mentioned. The gap closed again in the second half to about 2-2. And once again, it was Battle, creating separation, hitting a couple threes back-to-back. The gap would never close to less than 6 the rest of the game, as Tyus finished with 31 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. Buddy playing bridesmaid again, but he followed up Battle with a career high, again, 13 points. He was also a big part in that first half performance on that 14-0 run, becoming a consistent deep threat, and that's great. But can he dunk? That is the question. And I think maybe he's saving his first, breakaway dunk for the home crowd, because that would freaking drive. They would would be an uproar. In ACC play, Buddy Boeheim has made 14 of his 26 3-point attempts. That's 53.8%. He also had this game's only block. Brissett started off kind of strong. I thought we were onto something there, especially after the Virginia Tech game with him and Howard, but he fizzled out once again, and it was kind of the same old there. He finished with 9 points, 5 rebounds. He needs to pick it up. Hughes was hot for a stretch. He did lead a helping hand when we were starting to pull away there. He finished with 10 points and 2 steals. Chukwu with 2 points and 4 rebounds, but it felt like way more than that. When I looked at the box score, I thought he did way more than that because they just sometimes when he plays hard at the end of the game, it's the plays that he makes are so important. And that's just, like Coach said, where was he the first 20 minutes? Q still struggled from the line with an awful 57.3% from the line. Just terrible, but they did pick it up with a 55.7% from the field and 42.3% from behind the arc.
Yeah.
And that's really good. I cannot complain about any of that. And just as a side note, the two guys we did warn about, Bowman and Chapman, were a combined 42 points for Boston College's 71 points with 21 each. The all-time series with Boston College sits at 48 and 25 in favor of the Orange. Joe, a solid quadrant 2 win. SU's road record sits at 4-1 now, but the obvious problems that we have had leading up to today's game pretty much all year still linger. So make me feel better.
Yeah. Well, their offense ties battle. He's an NBA player. I mean, he's our star. We know that there's going to be some games where he just has to step up and he has to win them for us because nobody else is going to. So, 31 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. I mean, overall, it was, the best put together stat line of either team. But,
sure.
That's just, we didn't play great, but Boston College played worse. And looking at the team stats and the stuff that we, at least I bring up every podcast, the things that we need to win. I mean, free throw shooting we knew was atrocious. But, we won rebounds for the first time in a very long time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mention that. My bad.
The assist numbers weren't high, like really, really high, but they were still double digits at 11, and we won turnovers. So other than the free throws, which really all...
Well, we didn't get that many.
They were kind of late free throws.
They were all late. There was one free throw in the first... No, there wasn't. Again. I don't believe there was a free throw in the first half.
I think we shot 2.
Was it 2?
Maybe 2, I think. I don't know.
Well, it's so hard.
It wasn't a lot, but a lot of the ones we missed at the end they were at the end, and it would have just basically sealed the deal. That made it a little bit easier because they did get within 6, right, at some point?
Yeah. Well, Tyus missed 2 crucial free throws down the stretch. When we were trying to put
you couldn't have got mad at Tyus.
I'm not, but he did. I mean, come on, they're free throws.
I get it. But he did a lot. So
he did.
Again, Buddy Boeheim. That steal was great. He just keeps making me freaking eat crow. That guy?
I know. With the red shirt comment, are you happy with the over the look over the shoulder and just kind of just gracefully just lay up guaranteed points instead of
I'm fine with that. I've never been a showman when it came to sports. I've always been kind of
right.
A humble guy. So I've always been like act like you've been there before, and if it's something that the degree of difficulty could make it to where you might miss it, you got to get the shirt too. Then as a freshman, coach's son, come on. Yeah, that was the right thing to do in that situation. He'll have his day.
Sure, and you've got Buddy, like you said, making you eat crow. He's making a lot of people eat crow.
Oh, dude, I'm fine with it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I thought Carey would have had a bigger role going into the season, but Buddy Boeheim, like you said, he's shooting over 50% from three-point land in the ACC, so you really can't ignore that.
No, he started off in non-conference play. He was like 20, 22. He was bouncing around in between there. Really bad, really shaky, and he's just comfortable now. Obviously, he's getting more practices in, and like Coach says, his practices are good, and even my coaches when I was a kid, practice good, play good.
He's getting up to speed of the game, speed of the team, and playing with them, and they're figuring out their roles. And just looking at last year and who we had and the rotation, it's just great to have somebody off the bench that can come in and score 9 to 13 points, hit a couple threes, and change the way the other team's playing defense.
Coach giving Frank Howard his accolades. Frank Howard not doing too bad. I mean, I don't think I mentioned him in the Open. He finished with 9 points, but not a whole lot. He did drive one time to the basket, which was good. But
he made
one
a nice little
rebound,
shot,
one rebound and 1 assist and a steal. But you still, at this point, especially now, just about halfway through conference play, you expect Howard to be at full speed by now, and it's just not.
Well,
happening.
this is the interesting thing when we talk about when it comes to the rotations and having depth and availability of players. We haven't had this in previous seasons, so we're really not used to it. But right now, I mean, the way that Battle was playing, and then you bring Boeheim in because, we needed scoring. Tyus needed help. Boston College, they went to a zone. They brought Buddy in. He hit a 3 immediately.
I know.
Took them right back out of the zone to where Battle can go, and nobody could guard Battle last night on Boston College. No one on that team can guard him. So he came in, and Buddy played great. So we have available players. We have depth, and he's going to play the hot hand. Frank came out, and the effort on defense was a little left to be desired, and
At the beginning,
it changed.
I didn't think it was.
It changed a little bit. He hit a shot.
Yeah.
A lot of them looked a little blah in the beginning. So
it was very
and
blah,
he hit a shot and everything like that, and then it turned around a little bit. He started slowing down with his production, and Boeheim tried something different. You're not going to take Tyus out.
No.
So, and Boeheim and Buddy was playing good. So I know Frank Howard's probably upset, and I hope that he can understand that. I mean, it's just we talk about the matchups every single game is going to be different. There's matchups. There's hot hands. You got to go with the hot hand. You got to go with the matchups. So if it doesn't work out in Frank Howard's favor, so be it. He played 21 minutes. Buddy Boeheim only played 4 against Virginia Tech. Was Buddy Boeheim crying? I mean, and I'm not saying that Frank Howard's crying and he is a senior and he expects to be out there, but
his body language is not good.
No, I don't like it. But at the end of the day, as long as he understands. And he seems like he's matured and gone through the gauntlet with in the yearly annual doghouses with Boeheim. So I think he knows how to handle it, and I think he's gotten a little bit more mature. But I just think he still has trouble in the moment. I think he won't have a problem letting this get by him and wanting to prove that he should get more minutes next game, and hopefully that's what he does. But just in the moment, like you said, his body language and on the bench and stuff is just not.
It's a bad
great.
look on camera. You can see it. It's just everybody can see it.
Yeah, it's a bad look. But I'll tell you, as a competitor, as a senior, as someone who wants to be out there, I understand completely. Sitting on the bench when you're not tired is not fun.
Right. So, all right. Well, how about some fan feedback? You have any final thoughts, real quick? I mean, there's going to be plenty of conversation in this.
Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah, it was good. The only thing that I see that jumps off the table that I think that we didn't hit that is kind of disturbing to me is Elijah Hughes and Brissett combining for 7 of, I believe, our 12 turnovers. So.
7. Yep.
That kind of concerns me a little bit. Those guys got to play better. Boeheim said it in his press conference. Those guys got to play better, and we're a different team when Chukwu plays better. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's time to hear from you, the loudmouths from the Loud House, the best damn college sports fans in the nation.
All right, y'all know what to do. Go to Twitter, go to Facebook, at Cuse Militia on both of those. I always propose the question at the end of every game, thoughts on the game, or sometimes I put thought on game. You only need one anyway.
So
what's
the deal with that?
It was me typing fast. What, you got a problem with it?
No, not at all.
You good?
Yeah, fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I'm not going to get into it this week.
Okay. Well, I come here every episode after a game, and I give the fan feedback, and I know I'm going to butcher something, but you know what? I don't care because I love doing it. So let's get started. The fan feedback tonight, today, tomorrow, whatever, is brought to you by, whenever you're listening, is brought to you by MyBookie, okay? There's one game left. We all know this. Is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick going to add another championship to their dynasty, or are the Rams up? Are the Rams Sean McVay and Jared Goff? Are they going to be the last team standing this year at the end of the Super Bowl? Well, it doesn't really matter, because here's the deal. Just remember, where you're betting on is as important as who you're betting on. That's why I always tell people to go to mybookie.ag. They've been in business for years. Their reputation is rock solid. They do big cash bonuses. So off the bat, you're making money for doing nothing. And they have the fastest payout. Seriously, just 2 business days. Even better, MyBookie has become a premier destination for all the propositions. These guys truly let you bet on anything, whether it's the length of the national anthem or the color of a sports drink that gets dumped on the winning coach. MyBookie has a buffet of Patriots, Rams propositions for you to chew on. They'll also let you live bet the game, so you can do that real time with them. I only recommend a service that's been good to me. That's why I'm urging you to make your way to MyBookie. You win, they pay. Join now, and MyBookie will match your deposit with a 50% bonus. Use the promo code Cuse25 to activate that offer by visiting mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid. It's also brought to us by JP Mulligan's, and y'all know the deal. Go there, like their Facebook page. They give away Syracuse basketball tickets. Go there, like their page. The happy hours Monday through Friday, 4 to 6, and of course they do $1 off all the Bats products for SU games if you decide to go in there for that. So let's start with at JD's Dad 3. I feel Mark should be on the floor more. I like his instincts, and the offense flows better with him out there. Don't ask me who to sit though. So, well, if you're playing Marek, I mean, it's been a lot of times you're sitting one of the centers. so yeah. Unfortunately, that's how that's been going down. But Mark kind of a little, I mean, I don't know. Past couple games he's been a little absent. More absent than normal, I should say.
It seems it. Yeah. I think a little bit of it has to do with the people that they've been playing. Chukwu's been playing good, so I don't think he's gotten as many minutes. So I don't know. I mean, everyone's kind of up and down, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Syracuse is the inconsistency just everywhere. Just with the gameplay as a team, with the gameplay per player, with what defense you're going to get. I mean, it's just crazy. It's not anything new, but it's still crazy. So, look, this is our buddy Tony, okay? This is our buddy Tony from the last episode. At Tony, I don't know his last name still, okay? So I'm not even gonna but he says, quick, somebody change the NBA draft withdrawal date reminder in Tyus's phone to June 11th. Yes. Well, I think if he keeps playing like this, there won't be a question like it was last year. Right, Joe? I mean,
I don't think there's a question anyway.
You think he's gone? Okay. All right. Well, way to be optimistic, Joe. I'm sure everybody loves that. At Oil Cuse, we had to win this game, and we did. We need to get the foul. We need to get to the foul line more. Battle was amazing. Yeah. So that's the main thing with Brissett. I mean, I don't get it, Joe. I mean, what do you see is just like you get in there. First of all, when he gets in there, sometimes he's not finishing when he does get a clean shot, and they're just not drawing the fouls in there. They've had trouble drawing fouls all year. I feel like either that or we're just not getting them. You know, maybe a little bit of both.
I feel like he's thinking too much. I mean, he came out early and he looked great. He drove. He made some shots.
Yeah, he threw up a 3, missed that. I knew that was coming.
Well, come on.
But he's not getting fouled. Does he? Like you said, he overthinks it, right? He's overthinking it, and he's not making. Maybe that's just it. Maybe he's just overthinking. Maybe he's not good under pressure because it sure looks like, he gets discombobulated so easy. He gets so, he just makes a lot of mistakes under there. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. He seems a little out of control.
Yeah, there you go. Out of control.
From time to time, because I think that he's just thinking too much, and it's just tough.
Yeah, well,
he's just going through. You just hope that he can figure it out.
Is it fair for Coach to really pound him like that at a press conference?
That's always been his way of motivation. That's one of his ways of motivation. He doesn't care about that kind of stuff when it comes to that.
He doesn't care about your feelings. He wants to see performance. At GeoHeater.
Well, getting you ready for the real world.
Yeah, absolutely. At GeoHeater, good to see so much fan support at the road game. At one point, the stadium was chanting Buddy Boeheim. He played very well, shot the ball well as a team overall, ultimately played ahead the majority of the game. A good bounce back road win. Now it's time to punctuate the Panthers. All right, so support on the road. We saw all the Syracuse fans there, and if you were there, and I know some of our Twitter followers were because I got a picture. So that was awesome. He was there. He tweeted us a picture, and they had a great showing there. And they did lead most of the game. It was still, it was close. I think they were up by like 14 at one point or something like that. Was it 14 or 11? But anyway, they blew it on a couple back-to-back threes with Chapman and Bowman going at it. They kind of blew it. So good bounce-back win. Yeah, we've struggled with that type of thing. Coming back, playing on, especially going back on the road again and playing Syracuse. And it looked like the way the game started, it looked like that's how it was going to go, too. So at Keeler Connor, is it really a Syracuse game if we don't start down by 10? Which that's what we were just talking about, right?
Yeah, it seems like, again, you never know what to expect of these guys is really what it comes down to. We've seen games this year where it's been slow starts, and traditionally I think that's what we're used to. But there's been games where they've had fast starts, and then they lose. So you just never know. I mean, it just is what it is. That's what makes watching Syracuse basketball so much fun, though. I mean, let's be honest. If you always knew what you were going to get, life's like a box of chocolates, Well, I think that's a lot of just I feel like that's just a lot of basketball altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely Syracuse basketball. There's not. What other team are you talking about that you think is inconsistent and kind of keeps you guessing as much as Syracuse? Think about it. Think about just in the ACC. Who is that team? Maybe Pitt. Past couple of years.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. Okay.
I get it.
Okay. At K. Man. I should have proofread this one. At K. Nabby Wanik. Okay, is that good? That's what I'm going with. All right. So there. Great road win at a pace. Great road win at a place they had lost at the past 2 seasons. Tyus was in full beast mode. Yeah, going in there, and I will say this: I will guarantee you, the past 2 seasons, those seats were more full with Boston College fans than they were last night.
Yep.
Because that place was not looking good, and the gentleman who sent us who tweeted us the picture, I might as well just pull this up real quick because he deserves a shout out. So we're gonna do that. Hold on. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me here.
No.
That's not it. Is this it? That's not it.
Oh, totally unprepared.
Here we go. All right. So he says, I was there. Our fans outnumbered theirs. And by the way, that's at MPKUC87. So, yeah. And he sent a picture. And they, it's just a ton of empty seats there. So, I don't know. Yeah,
that definitely looked empty on TV. And you could hear the Let's Go Orange and Buddy Boeheim when they were cheering for him, Ty's battle. You could hear all that. So, I don't know for sure, but I agree with him. If he was there and that's what he saw, then.
Well, maybe it's a little hyperbole there for effect, but we know how Joe feels about that. He does not believe in that. So, not at anybody. Brandon from Facebook says, a little close for my liking, perhaps because BC was playing on its own home court. Battle struggles from the free throw line was kind of an oddity. The officials showed bias to BC on getting to the line. They helped them stay in the game and probably got some home cooking on that. All in all, I'll take it 6-2 in the ACC play with some nice games ahead. Also a good road record. I think it goes a long way. All right. He puts like 20 things in here. That's why Brandon doesn't comment on Twitter, because they limit your characters. Home Home court. That's why he doesn't use periods. Home court for Boston College, a little too close. I mean, I kind of expected it to be close. I was hoping it wasn't going to be. But Battle struggled from the free throw line. He's been struggling all year. He has not been consistent from the free throw line. The whole team has. Yeah, absolutely. The officials being biased. Joe, we can touch on this. Brandon's he likes to complain about the officials, which is fine. Some of it I agree with. But Teddy Valentine, I usually like. I trust Teddy Valentine.
His back and forth. I like his back and forth with Boeheim. It's actually pretty.
Yeah, they know each
funny.
other pretty well. I mean, it looks contentious.
And you can see Hightower laughing after he gets in little, spats with him. So it's just funny. He just knows how to handle them. They've both been around the block for a long, long time.
Oh, he was pleading his case. I think there was the Elijah Hughes almost got himself in trouble. At first glance at that play, I had thought that was on, was it Chapman?
Yeah, it was Chapman, yeah.
I at first glance at that, I thought it was Chapman, but Chapman was holding the ball. But Elijah Hughes, he doesn't need to swipe at the ball. That's how that started. That's how it started.
That happens almost every single time. I don't think anybody likes the ball getting hit out of their hands. So every time I've seen it in basketball, the other person's not too happy.
No, and they're not. But when the whistle's blown because you dribble it on the out of bounds line on the sideline, you give the ball up. You don't start walking away with it. So I mean, I get it, but you still, it's like, keep your hands to yourself type thing. Let the ref take care of it. That's kind of my opinion on that. But
I think Elijah Hughes just got to be smarter and just keep walking away.
Right. Exactly.
The only reason something happened was because Elijah Hughes stopped and turned and then stopped and allowed him to get in his face. So
yeah, Eichel Davis on Facebook came down to our stars outdueling their star. So. Yeah, Bowman and Chapman, 21 points each. They had obviously the majority of their points in, some freak circus shots. I think I saw a comment in here someone put about some circus shots. Absolutely, the on the back end of the shot clock, Bowman throws it up. He couldn't even see over top of whoever Brissett. Yeah, Brissett was guarding him. He couldn't even see over top of him. Just tossed it up, and then it went down. So.
Kai Bowman's an NBA player. He makes those shots. He's always made those shots. So I knew he plays good against us. Boeheim said that as well, and I knew that he was going to end up having the game that he did. But Battle plays. I mean, he has good games against them as well too. So the rest of the team just kind of made up for it. Boeheim coming in and making a couple threes and really just the turnovers and the rebounds, stuff like that. So I just don't think, outside of the two guys they have, I just didn't think they really had too much to offer.
They don't.
Popovich is okay down low, but.
Yeah, but like you said, that's what we focused on in the pregame.
Well, and I think that's why everyone's talking. I mean, I don't want to say everybody, but talking about being underwhelmed, and even Boeheim in the press conference seemed like just, we can play better than this. So,
but I think we can, though.
Oh, I know. Well, I think we all know that we can.
I think it's the big thing for me is Chuku playing good. I think I have purposely put those sound bites in the coach's montage for the past 2 or 3 games to drive that point home. I don't just pick those aren't just random. I pick those. It takes me I put thought into that. I pick out the points that I feel like describe how I felt after watching the game. And he has a way of articulating things, and he's a freaking Hall of Fame coach, so he knows what the hell is going on. So I put that stuff. It comes down to Chuku having a good game. Chuku has to play good for us to have a shot.
To be a contender.
To be a contender. And if he doesn't, you end up with Tyus Battle having to put the team on his back again, like he did at the end of last year, and try to carry them to victory on his own. And then you got Frank Howard on the bench, mean mugging everybody.
Right. So, and we're not saying that basing it on, Chuku has to be a huge scorer. It's his presence.
Rebounds,
it's his presence on defense, but also he has to be a scorer on offense. If he can just have the presence of, hey, I can get 6-8 points, that's going to force people to guard him, which is going to open up stuff for everybody else.
It opens up. If he starts scoring on pick and rolls, now you've got 2 options instead of, you know what I'm saying? Right now, they have one. When there's a pick and roll, they don't guard Chuku right now.
No.
They're not guarding Chuku on a pick and roll. They're taking Tyus.
He rolls toward the basket to get a rebound.
Basically, yeah. So it's not working because he's not effective. Once he's effective, first of all, when he does become effective, he's going to get away with those before they can stop it, before they can even try. And it opens up everything on offense for down there. So, we got to get there. We got to get there.
Exactly, Sean. We got to get there. And it's going to come down to basically if we can maximize our talent. We haven't seen this team maximize their talent, and we all know that who we have on our team. So that's really what it comes down to is are we going to get there or not? Is Chuku going to get there? Is Sidibe going to get there? Is Brissett going to get there? Is Doje going to get there? Those guys are really the guys that are going to turn this season around and make it real, real special, or is it going to be a struggle to figure out who's going to do what every night? So you're right. I mean, we have to get it done if we want to be a contender. That stuff has to happen. Absolutely.
Yeah, and
I'm actually glad. I'm sorry, but I'm actually glad that that people are actually upset. I mean, there's people that like you and even like Coach Boeheim. I'm sure there's a lot more that we won by 6. We covered the spread. I hit my bookie pick, and on top of that, like people are still upset because they knew that we could have done better.
You did.
They expect a little bit more because they know what we have. So that's a positive because the fan base knows what we have. So hopefully the team can wake up and understand that we understand, the coach understands, everyone understands. You just got to do it, like you said about Chuku. Just do it.
Just do it. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you don't do anything for 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, he has come through late in games when we've needed him, and he's been a difference late in games before. He hit the 2 free throws that he hit, put the game away. I mean, it was essentially out of reach at that point. So, I mean, we were still sweating it before that. So, just do it.
He's
like you said.
That's just. I mean, we have to be able to. Can we maximize our talent? And if we can, then this could be a special year.
Right. And we had 10 games
who
before.
at 7-4? Who at 7-4 thought we were going to be 15-6?
Right. No, not me. I didn't think we were going to be 6-2 in the ACC at this point. And there was no way I was picking 6-2 in the ACC at this point. We got 10 games left, so there is that. But the last third of this conference play is big time, and we've got 7 more quad 1 games left. Is that correct? Yeah. And right now, Donna Diota, is that how you say your name? I probably butchered that too. Ditota, yeah. From Syracuse.com, did a little bit of research, and kudos to her for coming up.
Yeah, it was a great article.
Short. Good. It was like a 1-minute read. There's nothing to it. And what she did is she reiterated exactly what we said in the last episode after the Virginia Tech loss, not to panic, bump the brakes, but she actually put it into perspective that Syracuse is actually around a 9 seed right now. And Joe, sounds good, but we had the conversation, and quickly, in a nutshell, being a 9 seed, explain why that's
Well, just to me personally, if you're an 8 or a 9 seed, the winner of that game goes and plays a 1 seed. So you could go around to the point of like, hey, you got to beat them to win, But when it comes to the tournament, you need a little bit of luck with seeding and upsets as well. So that's a lot of times when teams get through to other rounds. It's happened to us and many other teams in the tournament is a good team gets upset and then you got an easier next round game. So being an 8 or 9, that's not really fun for me. I'd almost rather be like an 11 or something like that. But again, beggars can't be choosers. And if we're an 8 or a 9, the one thing that I do know is that this would be the first time in I don't even know 5, 6, 7 years that we go into a selection Sunday not worried about making the tournament.
Yeah, but like you said, he's
Tyler Ennis, right?
Yeah, Tyler Ennis. But on the other hand, too, oh my gosh, I had a point. Son of a gun. It's okay. It might come back to me. Anyway, all right. Well, let me roll here. This is a comment, but it's just going to address it. It's not part of the top 10. But Peter said another game not televised by Spectrum. And Joe, we don't live in Syracuse, but I made the point last night. You've got old Big East rivalry, ACC game on in the middle of conference play in the ACC, and you don't get a televised game between Syracuse and Boston College. Now, I know they're not ranked. I get it. I get the TV BS. You've got this ACC network garbage that just seems like it will never lift off the ground. It is strictly on a streaming app. And for everybody who does have ESPN that is not getting these games on Spectrum, get the ESPN app. You can at least watch it on there. But, I mean, come on. I mean, what the heck? These games should be on TV.
Was it not? Why was it not on TV in Syracuse? Is it?
It was not on TV in Syracuse. It was not on TV in Virginia. Was it on TV in North Carolina?
No, sir.
It wasn't on TV.
Oh yeah, actually it was.
On what? Yeah. On your local?
Well, no, it wasn't local. It was like ESPN Extra or something. On Spectrum, if you have the full sports package up in the 390s.
Right, okay. Well, right. I could have had it on TV. I don't have the package, though. That's what it was. So, anyway.
Well, I just have the benefit of having a brother that works for Spectrum, so we get everything for free. Right. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have this channels either.
Right, because I'm not paying $50 a month for obscure channels I can watch on the ESPN app. But anyway.
Right.
Okay, at Nettleton Dave, last comment here. Great game. The last 36 minutes, what the first 4 minutes were is a mystery to me. Brissett was great inside. Well, tell that to Coach. Buddy was solid off the bench. Tyus, domination in high tops. Go Orange. Yeah, the last 36 minutes was decent. It was a good game. We always like seeing a good game. But games like Syracuse-Miami, just the other 2 games ago, that's what I like.
Dude, that's few and far between, bro.
I know, but I'm just saying. So what was his last name here? Buddy off the bench. Yeah, I think Buddy is not going to be like, you remember, like our last big time 3-point shooter was really who? Was it Cooney? I mean, is it really that long ago?
Nah, I don't know. I mean, Andrew White for that 1 year.
Oh, Andrew White from 1 year. He was really good. He's 43 points or something in one game. Yeah, but
Gillen had a couple good ones.
Yeah,
I mean, there's Cooney if you want to.
Yeah, Cooney.
Say he was
I'm saying though,
shooter.
But I mean, if you take and compare Buddy to Cooney was so inconsistent, man. He's so streaky. He lacked the confidence sometimes. I don't really see that with Buddy. I saw Buddy's adjustment more of a growing pain than it was a consistency problem like Trevor Cooney had for 4 years. You know what I mean? So, all right.
Well, I mean, Coach Boeheim, he hit it up in the press conference when he started. He talked about freshman shooters and how Demetrius Nichols shot like 17% as a freshman, and Andy Routon shot like 20% as a freshman. True. As far as from 3 point.
Right. Yeah.
And Buddy right now in ACC play is over 50%. So 53. As a freshman, and you're seeing the progression, I'm excited about this kid.
Yeah, I am too, man.
It's
absolutely.
And as far as being a freshman and with the talent that we have in this team, coming off the bench and scoring those points, it's crucial. Getting those type of points off the bench. If you're getting production, if Dolce comes out and he does the production that he gives, and then Buddy Boeheim comes off the bench and gives what he's been given, as far as kind of on average in ACC play, then that's, I mean, think about that. We didn't have that last year.
No,
and then add that onto what we have, with Hughes being able to shoot a little bit more. So again, it's just putting it all together, man. We know we have the talent.
Yeah, the talent's there. That's the important thing. So, all right, well, hey, that was your fan feedback top 10. Thank you for joining in on that if you did, and if you didn't, you need to. And if you did and you didn't get your name called, then I see everybody on there. I try to mix it up. So don't ever hesitate to comment. At least I read them at the very least.
Punctuation helps.
Yeah, punctuation helps.
If you can do that and make it easier for Sean, then
I didn't do too bad today. But
no, you're good.
The last thing better, right? Right, exactly. The last thing. JM, you know who you are. You left an iTunes review. I know everybody can't listen every episode, but I did call you out for your review. So if you want your swag, go ahead, email us, cusemilitia@gmail.com with your address, and we will get that stuff out to you. All right, Joe. Well, it is time to start doing some of these, playing some of these teams twice, and this here is our first one. Syracuse will wrap up their string of road games Saturday, February 2nd at 6 o'clock against the Pitt Panthers. Syracuse did take the first meeting between the two, 74-63. That was obviously a home game. Tyus led them that game with 22 points. Hughes struggled a little bit. He had 8 points. Wilson Frame off the bench with 19 points. Xavier Johnson, 17 points. Let's see. Oh, in the last 10 meetings, going back to February 7th, 2015, Syracuse trails 6-4 in those last 10, including this year's win. So that's included there. They went 1-3 in those 10 on road games on the road. So also the Orange started a 4-game losing streak for Pitt, and that always makes me a little nervous. You know, especially when you're heading to someone's house. Since Syracuse beat them, they were beat by like Duke, I think Florida State. And there was another one, I forget.
No, I would say lost to home against Duke by 15, at Louisville by 15, right. And at Clemson by 13.
Oh, Clemson. Okay. All right. So Pitt's net ranking right now is a 71. That makes this a quad 1 game right now, okay? So to cash in on that would be great. It's an away game, so that puts it in the quad 1 bracket. And you can bet being beat in the Dome, Capel will have his guys ready for revenge at home. The all-time series right now sits at 69-45, obviously in favor of the Cuse. So, Joe, away games are 1 through 75, quad 1. So this will be a quad 1 game. Huge opportunity.
They're right
at the edge of a quad 1. That's really what
it comes down to, right? I mean, you look at the rest of our schedule, a lot of tough games, but if you look at them in a different way, half glass full, a lot of big opportunities. And this is one of them. It's next game, next man up. And again, just looking at the first matchup, a lot of it came down to shooting percentage. Looking back at it, we shot 12 of 26 from the 3-point land. Wasn't really good from the free throw line, and they out rebounded us by 7. But they had more turnovers. So, again, I think it has a lot to do with those main little factors that we talked about. But, again, I mean, Tyus Battle, he went 9 of 17, had 22 points, like you said, and he kind of led that. So we kind of know what we're going to get. They got some young players. They play tough D. But we kind of grinded it out against them. I would have liked to have seen better free throw shooting. Again, we were 52%, 12 of 23. So, but we know what we're going to get. Pittsburgh is a little bit better this year. So
a lot better.
The zoo
is
where they play.
Zoo anymore?
Well, it wasn't the past couple years, but I would be willing to bet it's going to be come Saturday.
No, it's not the petting zoo. It was the petting zoo last year. We dubbed it.
Yeah, the past couple years, the petting zoo. It's definitely not the petting zoo anymore. No, I think the petting zoo moved to Boston College. But, oh, shit, my bad. Did I say that?
You said that out loud. You did.
My bad. Well, if you looked at the crowd at that place.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I might be able to dub Wake Forest that later in the year when I go to that game. I'll be able to see for myself. But as far as Pittsburgh goes, you know the crowd's going to be in it. And like you said, trying to get off the 4-game losing streak, they're going to have motivation to try to get off that, motivation to try to hold home court against the team they already lost to this year at their place. So
it's an opportunity for them too. By the way, it's a quad 1 game for them too.
They're 12-6. They're not. They're not 12-6. They've fallen off the wagon a little bit. They were 12-6.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. This is a quad 2 game for them. By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, okay. It went to quad 2. Okay. Yeah. Well,
for them, it's a quad 2. For us, it's a quad 1.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So,
well, we have to worry about the usual suspects again. Xavier Johnson, he impressed me. It was the first time we got to see him as a freshman. I like the That's one of my, you know me, I'm weird about it, but playing against these teams and seeing these first time players, you could see a glimpse of what that team's going to look like in the future. And those two guards, man, I mean, what was his name? McGowan's. He barely really got to do anything against us. I think he caught a shiner. He had to get a Band-Aid.
Yeah, he was good though when he was in.
No, but that's the thing is he's good. Jared Wilson Frame, he came off the bench. I don't know if he's going to come off the bench against us this time around, but with him, I mean, he scored 19 points. And again, Xavier Johnson, he's not going to back down from anybody. He's still going to play tough. And I think it's Trey McGowan's he's going to want to have a little bit of revenge because I think that he felt he probably could have put a little bit more into that game if he didn't get banged up a little bit. So, definitely a dangerous game.
We just talked about. I mean,
just like football, man. Jeez, we always struggle with Pittsburgh.
Doesn't shut up. We just talked about Chukwu needing to play his best to be a competitor, and this is kind of one of those games because on the road again, a team that is much better than Boston College, and
their defense is.
Their defense is, and their offense is too. They got more offensive weaponry than Boston College does. So, you not
better, but more.
More. I'm sorry. Sure. Yeah. That's a good right. Yeah, they have more weapons. So, that is one thing that worries me. The fact that Syracuse did start a 4-game losing streak for them worries me. The fact that we beat them at home and now we're playing them again at their place worries me. So, I mean, see a trend here? I'm worried. Mm-hmm. I'm worried about this game. So
I see that.
We need to play good. We need to play. We need to be on point.
Yeah.
But we do have, we're not traveling too far and we've got a few days. So, we're just going to.
Yeah. And I still don't think, Coach Boeheim, he's not going to be 100% satisfied with the effort in how they played against Boston College, just like you weren't. And, I think we're going to see a little. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a little bit more intense than the first one, because I think Pittsburgh again, like I just said, just us and Pittsburgh alone, whether it's
a rivalry
basketball,
anyway,
football, ping pong. I don't think it really matters. Like
shot put.
It's just you don't know who's going to win because it's just we're rivalries and that's just how it is. So. And again, I think it's going to be an amped up zoo, not one that we've seen in the past couple years. And they got a couple, like you said, they got reasons. They have a lot of reasons.
They have a lot of motivation to come out here and take down Syracuse. Sure.
Yes. Yeah. So those are definitely the type of things because we could come down ready, but there's no doubt in my mind that our players think that they're better or know that they're better than Pittsburgh. But
Absolutely.
You just hope that doesn't allow that to kind of play into the mind games of letting Pittsburgh jump on them early.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we will have to see. Joe has been posting his MyBookie picks unprompted by yours truly.
All by myself.
So, all by himself. He's such a big boy now. So,
dude, I know.
So,
I finally got shoes that don't have Velcro.
Yeah, he's tying them all by himself. So, he will post that up.
I didn't say I was
tying them. Oh, well, baby steps.
Yep, exactly.
So, he'll post that up on Friday evening. Tomorrow. I'm sorry, we're recording on Thursday, so Friday evening.
Or sometimes it doesn't pop up on Friday evening. So
sometimes it pops up,
morning.
An hour before the game, but it gets there. That's what.
Yeah, and some people have to work.
Yeah, well.
Oh.
Please.
All right.
So that's it. He did win his last MyBookie pick. So he broke the losing streak he was on. But I want to thank all of you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for participating in fan feedback. JM, listen, buddy. Text. Yeah. Well, text me in my email. How's that?
It's free stuff, bro.
CuseMilitia@gmail.com. You can go on Twitter and check it out. I've retweeted the people who have received swag bags lately. You can see all this cool stuff you get in there. So, anyway, I think Armchair All-Americans, Tix Blitz, MyBookie, James on Guitar, JP Mulligan's, Shopping Town Barbershop, all of you, once again, I can't thank you enough. And that is it. More Cuse Militia Podcast is inevitable. For Joe, I am Sean. We're out.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Cuse Militia Podcast, the fan's voice with Sean and Joe.